Hi everybody, it's me, LPS Lollipop Productions here, and welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be about a whole bunch of things that you can do with your LPS when you're bored. When I was younger, I always noticed that there were a lot of LPS videos on things you can do when you're bored, but not many that are specific to only LPS. And I always wished there were more videos like that, so that's why today I'm doing this, but without further ado, let's get into the first thing you can do. So this one is pretty straightforward, and that is that you can organize your LPS or your LPS accessories. This can take up a really good chunk of time and also is pretty fun if you're into that kind of stuff. I know I am. But you can put your LPS on shelves if you have access. You could even make your own shelves out of cardboard boxes like I used to do. You can sort your LPS into different bins based on what animal they are, or by color even if you wanted. And like I said, you could also organize your accessories, so sort them by what they are, like skirts, bows, collars, all of that fun stuff, and then bigger accessories. If you have LPS houses, you can find a new way to organize those. The next thing that you can do is customize your LPS, and you don't have to be very good at this for it to be fun. But definitely these days, with how expensive LPS are, I would advise you to only customize LPS that are fake, in poor shape, or that you already have, because if not, take my word for it, you will regret it in the future. The next thing you can do when you're bored is make your LPS clothes. There are so many tutorials out there for how you can make clothes for your LPS. I plan to make some in the future too, but that's besides the point. You can make necklaces, bows, skirts, scarves, hats, just about anything you can think of for LPS clothing you can make yourself. My next idea sort of ties into the last one, and that is that you can dress up your LPS. Now, I know this might seem kind of silly, but it's actually so much fun to think of new outfits for your LPS, and especially if you film with them, it can be super helpful to have some ideas in advance so you don't take forever picking them out. And if you made some of your own clothes, you can dress them up in those, and maybe even put on a little fashion show. The next idea is to do some LPS photography. If you have an Instagram account like me, you can post these photos on your Instagram later, but even if you don't, it's so much fun to take different photos. You can think of different themes, put them different areas around your house, take them outside. There's honestly so many different directions you can go with it. The next thing that you can do when you're bored is make LPS sets. So by this I mean, for example, if you wanted your LPS to have a bedroom, make them a new bedroom set, and you can do this just with accessories, or you can cut out a box and put all your accessories in there and like put paper on the walls or paint it to make it look like a room. Or it's also a lot of fun to make all of the accessories. I have so much fun making accessories and sets for my LPS, and it makes them a lot more detailed and personal. Even if you don't make videos, it's a lot of fun to do that. Like if you're somebody who plays with your LPS, you can make a set to play in. I used to always make different houses for my LPS when I was younger. The next idea is to clean your LPS. Now I know this might not sound the most appealing in the world, but they probably need it. Let me tell you, white LPS especially, you can notice there's a lot of dirt on them sometimes, and you have no clue how it got there. There are all sorts of helpful videos on YouTube telling you how to clean your LPS. I actually made one myself if you want to check it out. But this is something that takes up a lot of time and is very much worth it in the end, very rewarding. The next idea is to name your LPS. Of course, if they don't have names already. Now this can actually be kind of hard to do, but I like to look up different names online and select them based on what I like best for that pet. And tying into this, the next idea is to make backstories for your LPS. So take those names and create a character out of that pet. If you play with your LPS, you might already have some characters of your own, and that's great, so you can make more. Or if you're like me and you make videos, you can make different characters for your videos. The next thing to do with your LPS when you're bored is film a video. Even if you aren't allowed to post it, it's a lot of fun to film different videos with your LPS. If you want to, you can use some of the characters that you might make and put those in your video. There are so many different kinds you could make. You could do skits, music videos, movies, series, all sorts of videos, even ones like this, or tags. The next idea is to binge watch your favorite LPS videos. So whether this is your favorite series or your favorite LPS tuber or different skits even, binge watching videos obviously takes up a lot of time and is also a lot of fun. Something about doing this on a rainy day just makes it so much better to me. Like, why would you watch movies with actual people when you could watch videos with plastic animals? The next idea is to do LPS challenges or tags. So for example, you could do the one take challenge, or the guess that LPS challenge. You could do tags like the colors of the rainbow tag, or the 7 deadly sins tag, that's a good one. I really like doing these sorts of things, and the challenges are especially fun if you have friends because you can laugh at yourself, but even if you're on your own, it's a lot of fun. The next thing that you can do is travel back in time and go down a trip on memory lane, watching old nostalgic LPS videos. Now, everybody's gonna have a different idea of what this is, but if you're interested, I have a playlist full of my nostalgic LPS videos, and I'm very frequently updating this and putting more videos in it, so if you want to have a marathon of old videos, you can check that out. I always love reminiscing about the old days and when I started on LPS Tube, all of that good stuff. The next thing that you can do is make an LPS wishlist. There are a few sites that are helpful for this, but my favorites are Nicole's LPS blog and especially LPS merch. On LPS merch, they have a whole database with like every LPS pretty much that's ever made, and you can look through those and save ones that you like and make a wish list of all of the LPS that you want to collect someday. The next thing that you can do is hunt for LPS or window shop. Now, by this I mean you can go looking for the LPS on your wish list, or any LPS for that matter. So if you're doing this in person, you can go to areas like thrift stores or flea markets, garage sales, anything like that. But if you're more of an online LPS shopper, you can look on sites like eBay. Any local websites are great. Instagram, a lot of people sell LPS on. I think Depop. There's this American site, Mercari. I can't use it, but I've heard it's pretty good. Just go anywhere like that, online or in person, and search for good LPS deals. And when I talk about window shopping, I mean that you can go online and just look at LPS listings. Now, I know this is a dangerous game to play, trust me, but I also really enjoy doing it for some reason. It's kind of torture because like they're way too expensive for me to ever buy, but I also like to dream. My next idea is to brainstorm or script LPS videos. So for the brainstorming idea, sometimes if you make LPS videos, you can get low on ideas and don't know what to film. So to prepare for moments like that, get a piece of paper or your computer, whatever you script on, and just write down every video idea you can think of. So little skit ideas like camping, restaurant, crazy teacher, whatever you can think of. If you get ideas for short film, write little descriptions of those. Any sort of thing like that, so if you're running low on ideas ever, you can take a look at your list. And then the scripting idea is pretty straightforward. Script an LPS video. Not everybody scripts, but if you do, it can be a great way to pass the time. And even if you don't make LPS videos and you just play with your LPS or something, you can brainstorm ideas of different games you can play. The next idea is to learn how to edit videos or learn new editing techniques. So for example, if you've always wanted to know how to do crazy transitions for your music videos, look up some tutorials and try it out. Now, anything like this takes a lot of practice. It can get pretty frustrating sometimes, speaking from experience, but it's so rewarding when you finally learn a new skill and are able to throw it into your videos. The next idea is to support other LPS tubers, or just people in the community in general. So for this, what you can do is, if you like doing art, you can make somebody fan art. You can make them a fan edit or video dedicated to them. You can leave comments on their channel, make some new friends. The next idea is one that I used to do a lot, and that is recreating your favorite book or movie with your LPS. Trust me, it sounds weird, but it is a lot of fun for some odd reason. So the next thing that you can do with your LPS when you're bored is to play with them. Now, I haven't played with my LPS in a few years, but when I was younger, it was like my favorite thing to do with them, obviously, because they're toys and that's what they're made for. So if you feel like going down memory lane, or maybe you still play with your LPS and want some ideas of what to do with them, I'm gonna go rapid fire and give all of my favorite suggestions for that. You could also use these for video ideas if you want. So you could play that they're in high school, a family, a bakery, a concert, so this is playing all of your favorite music on the radio or your phone, because I guess a lot of people don't really use radios anymore, and making your LPS sing along. You could play that they're princesses, famous, fairies or different mythical creatures like mermaids. You could make them have a baby LPS, not to care for it, kindergarten, adoption center, rich and poor, or you could do what my favorite always was when I was younger, and that is taking all of your LPS houses and setting them up around your room, and you can decorate them with different furniture, and then putting different LPS in those and making a whole town. And whenever I did this, I would combine a whole bunch of the games. So for example, I would have the high school students, I would have the younger kids, there would be a bakery or restaurant usually, the parents. So there are all sorts of games that you can play with in that town, and I always thought this was the most fun ever when I had my friends over. Like my cousin and I used to do this every time she came over, and it was so much fun. I want to go back to those days. And last but certainly not least, if you're allowed, you can make an LPS Tube channel. Now, joining LPS Tube, I've said it so many times, but it's honestly one of the best things I've ever done. I love it here so much, everybody is so kind, and it's so much fun making videos. It definitely takes up a lot of time, which is something that's great if you're bored easily, like myself. It really just keeps you busy and is a great way to stay creative and make new friends. So I hope that all of you enjoyed these ideas for things that you can do with your LPS if you're bored. Be sure to comment down below if you do any of them. As I always say, thank you so much for watching. I love you all a lot, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!